The recent news about Century Age of Ashes totally reignited my interest for the game, and it got me thinking. What does Century need to get the attention it deserves? What should we expect from it in the future? And what do I hope to see in the future? These are questions I've had in my head for the last week, and they sparked the theme for this video. What does Century Age of Ashes need to thrive? I also want to hear your thoughts on this, so please drop a comment answering this question yourself. Let's get going. First off, events. Century Age of Ashes needs events. Right now, there's pretty much nothing happening in the game. There isn't much to draw in new players, and there's even less to keep people around. We're just playing the same game modes over and over to grind out the battle pass. I feel like events would be a really simple solution to this, seeing as they already have a quest system in place to track objectives across a multitude of factors. It'll make people who stopped playing the game come back, and creating community engagement on Twitter and social media around the events would be a great way to draw in new players. And they don't have to be complicated events. Give us extra XP sometimes. Give us extra silver for completing matches. Give us a dragon egg or a cool sword for completing a set of objectives. Just have a week where you give out login rewards to make people launch the game up. I feel like these are low effort things that could really spice up the game. They've done them before, and they should keep on doing them. Next, PvE game mode. A PvE game mode is actually coming to Century, which you know if you watch my video about what Season 2 will have in store for us. Still, I want to mention it here as I think it would do the game good. Not everyone is interested in multiplayer and wants to play match after match. Some people just don't have the skill level to compete in a fast-paced game like this. A PvE game mode would introduce the game to a new crowd of players. The system is already in the game, as we know from the different AI dragons we kill in Spoils of War and Carnage, and we even see them in the free flight training mode. Now I do understand why they wouldn't want to have a big PvE game mode in a relatively dead game, seeing as that could draw even more people out of the matchmaking queues, but once the game gets bigger, it would only do the game good, in my opinion. Make it a worthwhile and repayable game mode and let people earn Battle Pass XP from playing it. It will only make the game accessible to more people. This would also allow them to get the lore out to more people. I've been reading the lore a bit, and it really isn't bad, but most people won't be sifting through these large portions of text just to get some background on a faction or a species of dragons. There's so many game modes they could get into as well. They could do wave-based survival, boss fights, and even story missions where we're assaulting or protecting an objective. Possibilities are endless. Next up, more free-to-play rewards. Give me more stuff. Now this isn't just because I'm selfish and want more free stuff, but I did notice the lack of it during my time with the game. It's also something that will give players incentive to play more. After playing the game quite a lot, I've got myself one extra dragon for each class, a shield for the Marauder, and a helmet for the Windguard. As it stands, it doesn't look like there's anything else for me to get except from the Battle Pass, and what I'll get from there is mostly titles, icons, and background. And let's be real, who even cares about those? Diversify a bit. Give free-to-play players something more to pursue. Sure, the developers need to earn money, and giving away free stuff doesn't earn them money directly, but it'll get people to play the game. More people playing the game means more people are talking about the game, which means even more people will try the game. And if we're being real, there's more than enough cosmetics in the game that they could give some of them away for free. We also need community interaction. While the 3 previous points dealt with the game itself, this one takes place on the outside. We need more community interaction from the devs. When people start fearing that development has gone cold, you're doing it wrong. They are already active in social media to a certain extent, but it's mostly just what looks like scheduled tweets, which brings little value to the game. While it's nice that they're giving away 300 gems to lucky winners who only have to state their favorite class, it's not really doing much. These 19 retweets aren't what's going to save the game. We need the devs to be answering questions on Twitter. We need them to be more active on Reddit, where they even have an official subreddit with members from the dev team as moderators. Go wild and do streams where you talk about the game and play games with your fans. Invite content creators to talk about the game, things that bring the community together and get people talking about the game. Create a great, tight-knit community that people will talk about and want to be a part of. So many games has done this right, and Century should be one of them. And we also need more incentive to play in general. This last one is kind of vague and open and kind of already touched upon with the events, but I still want to stress it. The game is great fun, but there isn't really much here to keep people around. Personally, for me, the fact that the game is great fun is enough to keep me playing and even create content about it. But obviously it's not like that for everyone, which is evident by the player numbers. Players aren't sticking around, and one of the things that could help retain more people is giving them more incentive to play. I've already mentioned several things in this video that could do that. With Season 1, it kinda feels like they dropped the season, activated the battle pass and then just left the game behind until the next season is dropping. I know it's not really like that and they're just swamped in getting the game ready for PlayStation, but I can't help but feel like the rest of the already active player base has been somewhat left behind. I understand it's a sacrifice they perhaps had to make, and I really hope it hasn't hurt the game too much. I do, however, believe in second chances, and I'm damn ready to give them one once the game is out for PlayStation and they can start focusing on content. Now, I may be a bit harsh to the devs in this video, but please see it as constructive criticism given out of the love of the game. I want this game to thrive, and I'm going to do what I can as a content creator to help it do so. Now, if you haven't heard the news about the PlayStation release and Season 2, you need to watch this video right here, right now. Drop me a like if you think I made some good points in this video, and subscribe to stay up to date on the latest news about Century Age of Ashes and free-to-play gaming in general. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.